Namaste. I would like to take a few minutes and describe to you the spiritual significance of Panchamrita Abhisheka. A lot of times when we do worship, one of the things we do is to take these 5 things which we refer to as Panchamruta, and we do Abhisheka, and after that we take these things and drink it as prasada. Question is, what exactly are we doing? And before we even go look at all these 5 ingredients, it is very important to understand what those 2 words mean. That is a sandhi. When you say Panchamruta, it's a PanchAmruta. PanchAmruta, you put this together, it becomes Panchamruta. Pancha is 5, I think all of us know that. But Amruta, that may not be something that is very clear. Amruta. Mruta. So anything that is not Mruta is Amruta. Mruta, even though unfortunately sometimes it's translated as death, it has nothing to do with that. Mruta basically means change of form. So Amruta is something that will never change form, that is always has the same form. So these 5 things that we refer to as Amruta, PanchAmruta, what are these things and why do we use it? The very first thing that we use is milk. Milk is the first thing that we use in Amruta. And we say, why milk? Is it just because it was available? Well, there are so many other things that are available. Why pick milk and why use that as the very first ingredient when I do Abhisheka? Well, if you look at Vedic knowledge, Veda Mata, a cow is sacred for many reasons, but one of which is it is a symbol of Veda Mata. So just like a cow will give milk and its calf will drink, and whatever is left over I can consume, similarly Veda Mata is giving that Vedic knowledge for those Devata Shaktis, but something remaining I can also consume. So if you look at milk as the very first ingredient, when I offer milk, what should be in my mind when I'm offering that is to say that the very first thing I'm offering to you is whatever little Vedic knowledge I might have, whatever little I might have got, that also I'm offering back to you. Because in that murti, in which I'm going to invoke Bhagavanta, it's not just pouring something on a material object. We don't worship material objects, but we can invoke the infinite to come and reside in that material object. It may have a certain shape because I want it to represent certain things, certain aspects of the divine. But once I invoke that, when I pour milk on top of that, when I do Abhisheka of milk on top of that, I'm saying that whatever little knowledge I got, I'm actually going to give it back to you, and whatever after it has gone through that infinite that is represented by this murti, whatever is remaining now, that thing has been sanctified. So even the Vedic knowledge, whatever little Vedic knowledge I get, I want it to be sanctified. I want it to become prasada for me. So this is the first thing we use. The next thing that we use is dahi, curds. So the process of the milk becoming curds is very important. Again, this is symbolic. So if you take this Vedic knowledge, the way you convert Vedic knowledge to curds is the following. You heat the milk, let it boil, and then you let it cool down. First you raise the temperature, then you bring down the temperature. When it's just lukewarm, you take a little bit of dahi from yesterday, add it to that and stir it, and then just let it sit there. So after many hours, if you go look at that, what you will find, that entire milk would have become solid curds. This process, if we do this for the Vedic knowledge also, so if I whatever knowledge I am given, if I do manana on that, contemplation on that, that is raising the energy, raising the temperature, if you will, and after I do a lot of manana, I should just let it rest, so that that energy level comes down inside me. So when it is barely lukewarm, the milk is barely lukewarm, or in other words, when I'm just barely doing a little bit of manana on this thing, I need to take a little bit of curds from yesterday, put it in that and stir it. What that represents is that a mantropadesha from my guru. My guru represents that solidified knowledge from yesterday. So I need to take a little bit of that, just a little bit of that, put it here and stir that. That is mantropadesha from guru. So when a guru gives me a certain mantra and says, this is your mantra, use this for your well-being. So when I take the knowledge that I got and I mix it with this mantra which my guru gave me, when this thing gets mixed up, and it takes a long time, just like the moment I mix the curds, the milk doesn't turn into curds. You have to wait. Similarly here, once that mantropadesha is done, it takes a little bit of time before my knowledge becomes solidified knowledge. And you also notice that the characteristics of the curds, dahi, is different from the milk, isn't it? So now not only is it solidified knowledge, but it has changed its character. Now it's a brand new thing, it's a new, absolutely new type of knowledge that I have got. So that solidified knowledge is the second thing I do Abhisheka with. All of these things are Amrita, because Vedic knowledge is not going to change form, and Guru's mantropadesha is not going to change form. So because these things do not change form, that is why every one of these things is referred as Amrita. So after we do this, then the third thing that we do is convert it one more time. So if you take curds, if you churn it, if you keep churning it, after some time the butter comes out of that. The navanita, the butter comes out of that thing, right? So this butter is symbolic of, that's why in Samskrita we also refer to this navanita, because it is bhakti that we are talking about. This is nija bhakti, not just emotion, but bhakti that comes out of knowledge, solidified knowledge. So when you take this solidified knowledge, and this churning is basically what we refer to as nididhyasana. If you apply that every single day in my life, and I keep applying that, eventually what happens, this nija bhakti will come out. That nija bhakti, that butter, even that we don't offer directly. Even though we refer to Krishna as Navanita Chora, they say that Krishna will come and take it from you without your own knowledge. But that is not what we offer here. We take that butter, and to turn it into ghee, we heat it. We heat that also. We almost make it boil. So when that happens, two things happen to that butter. The first thing, the water content in that evaporates. Second thing is, if there are any solid particles, sedimentation, it will all become solid and come to the bottom. Then you strain that. What is left is ghee. Similarly, this bhakti that I got, I need to raise the temperature. What is this bhakti I have? Is it real? And when I contemplate on that bhakti, and when I raise the temperature, elevate the temperature, what happens is the water component is representative of any rajasic component. Water, fire, Agni, we relate to Sat. Water, we relate to Rajasic, and the Tamasic is represented by material mud, sedimentation. So when you boil, when that butter is heated, what happened is two things got separated. One is the Rajasic component, that the water component went away, it evaporated, just went away. The Tamasic component also came down to the bottom. So when you filter that bhakti, filter that what is left, the ghee that you get actually is the Nija Bhakti, but we have taken out any Rajasic component, any Tamasic component in that. That is what we actually do Abhisheka with. That's the third thing we do Abhisheka with. Fourth thing is madhu, honey. Honey is a very interesting material. It is Amruta because of the following reason. It says, Shastras that every karma, every single thing that all of us do, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, all the karma that is done by this infinite number of jivas, this billions of people that do things every single day, those Devata Shaktis that are inside us, they are called Indra Abhimani Devatas. That's every single Indriya has a Abhimana Devata. So looking at that, for example, Aditya or Surya is the Abhimana Devata of my eyes, of my sight. So every single thing I see, I may see something good, I may see something bad, I may see something ugly, whatever. But in that there will be a Sat component, there will be a good component. So that Devata Shakti will extract that, just like a bee will go and extract the nectar from a flower. Similarly, the Devata Shakti will extract the essence, the juice, the good part of this action of mine, the karma of mine. So all of these, just like the bees will extract all these things and put it in the beehive, it is said that all the Devata Shaktis, in all the people, in all the karma that is done in all the sadhana shariras, it will extract all the good part and it will deposit in this thing we refer to as prana shakti. So all these things are deposited there, and that when it is deposited there, it is transformed into madhu, into honey. As you know, madhu has, not only is it sweet, but it has a lot of medicinal properties also. So when I offer madhu, I'm saying that all my karma, morning till night, whatever I do, I'm praying to this Abhimana Devatas and say, please, 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 take from that karma of mine, extract what is the good part and please offer it there, so that for me someday that madhu will drip and that little bit of madhu will come and touch me. In order for that to happen, symbolically we take this madhu and we do Abhisheka. So when you do all of these things, at the end of it, what do you get? There's one last thing, shakara, sugar. Sugar is the sweet thing, and at the end of it all, my life, everything in my life becomes very sweet. Everything is sweet. There is nothing that is going to taste any other way. Every single thing that I do, every kaya, vacha, manasa, whatever, it will all be sweet to me. So that is the last hope that I have, and that is what I offer. So when you mix all of these 5 things together and take it as prasada, because all of these things have been sanctified, the result of the combination of all of these 5 things is what we call Panchamrita, and that is taken as prasada. And I hope and pray that every single time we do anything, we don't have to actually do Panchamrita Abhisheka. When we do any karma, whatever we do, if we keep these things in our mind and keep this thought process and this science behind Panchamrita Abhisheka, the result from that, the phala from that is actually going to be Amrita, so that I also will become Amrita, so that I don't change my form every single day. I'm a very steady person, and as they say in Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Prajnasya Kabhasha Samadhistasya Keshava is what Arjuna asked Sri Krishna. And what will happen is that people who look at you, people who deal with you, will realize that here is a Sthita Prajna. He is a Sthita Prajna because he is Amrita. He is Amrita because all of his Panchamrutas has gone into his life. Thank you.